This exchange between Representative Ted Lieu and FBI Director Kash Patel wasn't about gossip or headlines. It was about whether the nation's top law enforcement agency is willing to follow evidence wherever it leads, even when it gets politically uncomfortable. What unfolded instead was a case study in evasion, institutional caution, and unanswered red flags.
The FBI searched Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan residence, correct?
I believe that happened in 2018. I think there was 2 locations, sir.
It's 2019, and in that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
I don't have the catalog of evidence in front of me.
In that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
I'll accept your representation.
Okay. And in that safe, the FBI found topless and lewd photographs of girls, correct?
Again, sir, I'll accept your representation. I don't know.
Thank you. It was all over the media at the time. There's a New York Times article that says Jeffrey Epstein is indicted on sex charges as discovery of nude photos is disclosed, dated July 8th, 2019. And the Times reports a trove of lewd photographs of girls was discovered in a safe inside financier Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion. Author Michael Wolff has conducted numerous interviews of Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to play for you a video clip of what Michael Wolff said Epstein told him was in the safe and what he showed the author was in this safe. So let's please play that clip now.
Elected. I was sitting talking to Epstein and he said, wait a minute, I got to show you something. And then he went into his safe and he came out with photographs. They were Polaroids, I think. And he kind of spread them out like playing cards. And it was Trump. I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age at Epstein's Palm Beach house, where all of the things that he would ultimately be accused of took place. And I remember very vividly 3 of them. There are 2 in which Trump is, the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap. And then a 3rd in which he has a stain on the front of his pants, and the girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing.
So Director Patel, I'm going to ask you a very broad and general question. As you know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. There are, of course, photos showing Donald Trump together with Epstein, correct?
I don't have the entirety of the photographs, but I think they've been photographed in public together.
All right. Are there any photos showing Donald Trump with girls of an uncertain age?
No.
How do you know that?
Because that information would have been brought to light by multiple administrations and FBI investigators over the course of the last 20 years.
Well, you know what? That's just not true, because no one knew about the creepy birthday message that Donald Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein until the Wall Street Journal disclosed it. And then all of a sudden, the Epstein estate provides it to Congress.
Well,
so certainly, you weren't there at the search. You don't know what Epstein may or may not have done with those photographs even prior to the search. Maybe someone has it. Maybe the Epstein estate has it.
You raise a great point.
So I'm going to ask you, have you asked to talk to Michael Wolff?
You raise a great point. I haven't personally asked to talk to
Has
Michael
the FBI
Wolff,
asked?
but the FBI, I'll get back to you if the FBI specifically
So Michael Wolff
has
has
ever.
about 100 hours of testimony of Jeffrey Epstein. Wouldn't it be good for the FBI to interview Michael Wolff?
I'm not saying they haven't. I just don't know.
Has FBI subpoenaed the tapes that Michael Wolff has conducted of Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know.
All right. So if you could provide us an answer, that would be terrific. Sure. Well, let me ask you this question then. Have you looked at all the photos in Epstein files?
I have looked at all the information that the investigators who investigated this case have provided to run out credible leads.
And in the Epstein file, was there that creepy birthday message that Donald Trump had written to Epstein?
No, that's what I was trying to tell you. You raise a great point. The estate of Jeffrey Epstein has a voluminous amount of information that they have not released before.
Okay, so that's great. So wouldn't it be great if FBI subpoenaed the estate of Jeffrey Epstein for all that information?
The estate is under no obligation to provide that material, even pursuant to a subpoena. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's just false.
Okay.
That's just false. You're the frickin' FBI. You can subpoena the information from the estate, and you better do that.
That's literally not how it works.
I'm going to move on now and talk about Epstein's client list. You confirmed that it exists. Attorney General Pam Bondi confirmed earlier this year that it exists. I just want to ask you a simple question. Is Prince Andrew on Epstein's client list?
The material related to Prince Andrew has been made public.
Is Prince Andrew on the client list?
We have released the index of names
All right,
that were
is-
in
is-
Jeffrey
Is
Epstein's.
Donald Trump on Epstein's client list?
The index has been released, and the index will speak for
So I'm
itself.
just going to say, America, there's a huge red flag. The FBI director could not answer
Gentlemen,
whether Donald Trump was on Epstein's
gentlemen's time
client
has
list.
expired.
Representative Ted Lieu's questioning is methodical, restrained, and legally grounded. He doesn't accuse, he establishes facts step by step. The FBI searched Epstein's residence. A safe was found. The safe contained lewd photographs of girls, a fact widely reported and acknowledged. From there, Lieu does what serious oversight is supposed to do. He probes whether the Bureau fully understands what was found, who appeared in it, and whether all relevant evidence has been pursued. Director Patel's responses reveal a consistent pattern: procedural distancing. I don't have that in front of me. I'll accept your representation. I don't know. Each answer may sound cautious on its own, but collectively they raise a troubling picture of an FBI director unwilling or unable to speak definitively about one of the most notorious criminal investigations in modern history. When the issue is child exploitation tied to powerful figures, ambiguity is not reassurance. It's a warning sign. The most consequential moment comes when Patel flatly says there are no photos showing Donald Trump with girls of uncertain age, and justifies that claim by arguing such material would have surfaced over multiple administrations. That assertion collapses under minimal scrutiny. As Lieu correctly points out, major Epstein-related evidence has surfaced years later, including Trump's disturbing birthday message, not through FBI transparency, but through investigative journalism and court disclosures. History directly contradicts Patel's confidence. Lieu then pivots to investigative diligence. Michael Wolff claims Epstein personally showed him compromising photos. Wolff possesses extensive recorded interviews. The obvious law enforcement response would be to interview him, subpoena the recordings, and assess credibility. Patel cannot confirm whether any of that has happened. For an FBI director, I don't know is not a neutral answer. It signals either a lack of command over the case or a reluctance to engage with politically sensitive leads. The exchange becomes more alarming when Patel suggests the FBI cannot subpoena the Epstein estate. That claim is, at best, misleading. The FBI absolutely has subpoena power when investigating federal crimes. Whether a subpoena would ultimately prevail is a legal question. But to suggest the Bureau's hands are tied before even trying undermines public confidence in equal enforcement of the law. Lieu's point is simple but devastating. The Epstein estate appears to possess information that even the FBI does not have, including materials now known to be authentic and relevant. If that's true, the failure to aggressively pursue those materials isn't just a bureaucratic oversight, it's a breakdown in accountability. Finally, the refusal to give a direct answer on whether Donald Trump appears on Epstein's client list crystallizes the entire problem. Patel hides behind the phrase, "the index speaks for itself." But oversight hearings exist precisely because the public cannot parse classified files on its own. When the FBI director cannot, or will not, give a clear yes or no about a former president's proximity to a convicted sex traffickers network, the credibility gap becomes undeniable. Liu's closing remark isn't theatrics. It's an indictment of institutional opacity. The red flag here isn't any single allegation. It's the pattern of non-answers, deflection, and excessive deference to power. In a democracy governed by the rule of law, the FBI's duty is not to protect reputations, manage optics, or wait for journalists to uncover facts. Its duty is to investigate relentlessly, transparently, and without fear, especially when the truth may implicate the most powerful people in the country. What this exchange leaves behind is not proof of guilt, but proof of something deeply wrong. When oversight presses for clarity, the Bureau offers fog. And in the Epstein case, fog is exactly what justice cannot afford.